Industrial Talk is brought to you by Palo Alto Networks. Now, Industrial Talk has a direct link to a new report about Palo Alto Networks industrial OT security. The new report analyzes improved ROI and reduced complexity. The Palo Alto Networks industrial OT security provides customers significant savings and benefits in the following way: faster time to industrial OT protection, reduced operational complexity, and reduced risk to the organization. Find out more how Palo Alto Networks industrial OT security helps you better manage, secure, and protect your OT assets while providing safe access to the assets and services required to modernize your operations. Go out to PaloAltoNetworks.com, download your copy today, and begin lowering your risk and achieving your 351% ROI.
Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
Once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk, and thank you for your continued support of a platform that is dedicated to industrial professionals all around the world. I say it all the time. You are bold, brave, you dare greatly. You are changing lives, and therefore you are changing the world. Hang out with these individuals that are going to be on the podcast, and you will be changing the world without a doubt. We are at Accruent Insights. It is in, where are we? We're in Tennessee someplace now. We're in Nashville, Tennessee, at the Gaylord, which is an incredible, did you guys get lost?
Oh my God,
yes.
It's gorgeous here though.
That is, if there's one thing, you'll get lost here at the Gaylord, but you're getting lost in a beautiful, beautiful location. All right, we have two in the seat. Leonella Bass and Edward Bass. They are with Data Efficiency Solutions. Let's get cracking. Did I nail it?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so.
Yeah, just say perfect, my name.
Takes a little while, but that's all good. Good conference?
Yeah, so far. Got to see some people that I used
Only
to
saw
work with.
Oh, yeah. And
support.
Yeah, have you seen people that you just only knew but from Zoom?
From Zoom? Oh, no, actually, we haven't done a whole lot of Zoom with them.
Well, I think you need to do that just because you need to be part of the Zoom crowd. Why wouldn't you be a part of the Zoom crowd? All right. For the listeners out there, we're going to start with you, Leonella. Give us a little background of who you are.
Well, I'm from Venezuela, and I got graduate of maintenance mechanical engineering in there. And I spent 5 years working in Jacobs Engineering, and then Edward and I, my husband and I.
Bass?
Yes.
You both have the Bass last name.
Yes, we are the Bass team.
The Bass team.
Yeah. So we opened a business this year, and now we are a federal contract. Well, we love SQL. We like a lot the product. We like so much maintenance connection, work with the system, and yeah, we are nerd backend and things like that.
Interesting. But did you ever have an opportunity? Well, no. How long have you been in the country?
8 years.
8 years. Then does Lagavin or Menavin still exist down in Venezuela?
Which one is that?
Those are oil companies.
Oh.
Did I say that? No. What about Polar Beer?
Polar Bear, yeah, definitely.
Right.
Actually, it's here too.
Is it here?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. They're importing Polar Beer. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Edward, that's a tough fact to follow. Give us a little background.
Well, yeah, I worked for Maintenance Connection for about just shy of 8 years, and I used to be the customer support person, and I used to just do at first I just did the basic, support, helping the customer, and I loved it. And then they rolled me into the reports, which was more SQL oriented, and just fell in love with it. After the first couple of years, I was just doing support, and then the last 5, I was just doing primarily SQL and reporting. So I got to know the back end and from the front to the back, and loved helping the people get the reports, what they were trying to get out of the system. And then from there, Jacobs Engineering poached me for the last 5 years, and And then we ended up opening up our own business, and I was able to help them do quite a bit with SQL.
So explain to the listeners what you're talking about. What does that mean? What's that service that is being provided?
Well, we do standardization for your data. We do migrations. We actually have this. Oh yeah, it's super fun. Like we know maintenance connection like the back of our hands. Like we're super good at it, and we're very good at mapping the fields over from one place to another. And actually, we put in this place. We put in actually asset condition assessments and full asset risk, which maintenance connection, they were doing it for the medical industry, but we actually found a way to do full condition of likelihood of failure and condition consequence of failure, and putting full risk inside a maintenance connection. And there's not that many people that know it's possible. And even I'm supposed to be talking with the people from maintenance connection about it, because we've got something amazing.
Okay, Leonella, explain to us. I mean, take us through let's say I come to you, I knock on your door. What am I asking? What am I asking help with? What's my problem? Help me put that into my head. What is it?
With your data, you mean?
Yeah.
Well, I will have to see your system, and I will have to see the data.
So you go in, you're saying, okay, what system do you have? Okay, I've got this legacy system, whatever it might be. And then I have data over here that's in a spread, whatever. So you have to see where it resides.
Yes, we like to focus in the standardization and what are your goals, and then guide you to get those goals achieved, right? We see where are opportunities of improvement, and advise you what you should do, and maybe offer you some products that could help you to find your goals.
So with that said, and I'm maybe it's me because I'm dense, which it is. What is the problem that I come to you for resolution? What am I saying, Edward? What am I saying? Hey, what do I need? I got this system. What am I doing?
Well, it's really about finding out what they're trying to get out of the system.
So I have to define that. Let's say I want to get this data out. Is that sort of a use case where I would contact you, or what?
Yeah. Like a lot of people, they want like different KPIs. They want to start validating the use of that data, why we're using the system, and what these benchmarks. They're looking for certain benchmarks, and we like to get in there and find out where the data points that they're looking for, how they're using the system, and making sure that they are actually getting the right parts of their data. And we actually, when we go in and we look into their databases, we get to actually find out a lot more where they're using data, and sometimes we can give them ideas to add to what they're already looking for. Like all of the stakeholders, they want to decide what we're trying to get to.
Are you system agnostic? Can you do this with any system?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all based on SQL. The root is SQL, and we have all kinds of different versions of SQL now. We've got PL SQL, which is Oracle. We've got T-SQL, which is the Microsoft SQL. But it all goes down. It's a compiler. It all just talks down to SQL. But it's just a different dialect. All of these different versions of SQL, it's just a different dialect. And all of these databases all run on SQL, a version of SQL. So mastering SQL, it masters everything really with the database.
So normally when I have a system, Leonella, I have a system, and that system has theoretically a dashboard, and I'm supposed to be able to see that, but I want to get more out of it. Is that what I'm asking? Am I saying, hey, I got this dashboard, but I know that there's more data that I'm collecting. There's more information that I'm pulling, and I want to get more out of this. Is that where, and then be able to then realize the information and the data, and then be able to then do my data analytics.
Yes, we actually do QA/QC to the data too. We verify the data is correct. We can do a massive update, and it's depending what is looking for the client. And the most of the time is cost. Everything is surrounding the cost, right? So they want to know the proactive cost, the reactive cost. So yes, exactly. So because all the decisions that you're going to take is going to be depending of the proactive and reactive actions that they have in the production.
There's also the reality of just, I have multiple legacy systems. I have an ERP over here. I have an asset performance management system. I have this CRM which never gets updated properly, whatever. And I've got data everywhere. Can you normalize that? Can you bring it all together and being able to do that?
Yes. We do standardizations, and when we have like different systems, we try to get one field from the system that is going to match all the time with the other field. So when you do a report one day, you can actually match up those data from different systems, because there are people that use different systems they are not using API, or sometimes they are using API, but there are so many factors, really. But
there's just many factors already. I've been in so many businesses with a legacy system here and a legacy system there, and then they just sort of pull it together. And by the way, there's a spreadsheet over there that nobody ever wants to touch.
Yeah,
exactly. And that is what we are trying to come to all together, like the assets, because the main factor here are the assets in the CMMS, of course. So, and we want to know the cost, and the cost in proactive, reactive. So we want to know all the data, and the data be accurate, and get the very accurate reports too for the client, because sometimes they have reports, but they have duplications.
You gotta have trust, right? You have to trust
exactly.
It would seem to me that it would only it's great when it all works well,
right.
But you have to validate that, because if that's not the case, then I don't trust the report. I'm not trusting what that data is. So
you know what, with the really good standardization and really good reporting, you can actually, the things that are become untrustworthy, they really pop out. When you're running reports on a regular basis, and you have it set up and you have all of these data points set to work a certain way, when you run these reports, you get huge spikes in some places, and that's also places where we come in and go, hey, what happened? They want to know what happened here, and we dive in. We can find out real fast with SQL.
Somebody just sort of pencil whipped it. The data.
Exactly. We find pencil whipping stuff all the time.
I guarantee it is. Sad, but it's the reality of it.
And that's another thing too, because a lot of times the owners, the people running their CMMS, they'll say, hey, I know my guys are pencil whipping it in these departments, and that actually is also very helpful. Sometimes we can find the pencil whipping without being told, but when we're told, then we can actually find some really good keys there.
That's a cultural thing, right? And it deals with a system that maybe is difficult to navigate. I don't know, whatever the reason is, or there's just not a commitment to accuracy.
Yeah.
How do we change that?
I think if we let people know why is very important, because first of all, why are people pencil whipping? They're pencil whipping because they don't think there's any valid reason for doing it.
Value, yeah.
Exactly, and maybe letting people know the value, and maybe letting them have a voice. Those end users are very important. They're the most important. They're the ones putting in the data, and having them to be able to have a voice to what is valuable. That, I think that would also help too. Because it would bring more of ownership, really.
It would seem to me that if I would nail down that data, make it accurate, and reveal that data in a way, in a form that allows me to make better decisions quickly, it would just seem to me that would be the way to go.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And a must.
Yeah, it's a team effort too. You got to have everybody working together, everybody on the same path, really, because we can't. I mean, we're amazing at what we do, but we can't just come in and make it magic. You know, we need to have the stakeholders involved, all the way down to the people who's ever putting in the data. Everybody needs to be a big team and working together in order for us to get some really good quality, because with quality data we can start doing good predictions.
Do you also take on the role of data cleaning?
Yeah.
Like scrubbing it?
Oh, yeah.
Looking at it? Oh, here it is. I've got it in.
Yeah.
What's a typical rule of thumb? Do you go back since the beginning of time, or do you go back 5 years or 3 years? How far back do you go and you try to clean that data?
Well, particularly, I like all, because I like to compare apple with apple from the beginning to the end. Yeah, because how I know, the last 5 years and now how we are doing. No, let's just update everything. Let's just do a standardization to everything. That is me particularly.
And this is a good dynamic that we have.
Yes.
Because I'm not always like that.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, she'll be on that side and I'm on the other side like, no, because I do, it depends on this scenario, because I do feel like moments of time of change also shows, hey, I did this revision. So, it's funny because her and I go back and forth, sometimes that I'll be on that side and she'll be on the other side, and she's like, yeah, let's just clean it all up. And then, I don't know, it depends. And we kind of argue.
That's heavy lifting.
Yeah.
That is. That's heavy lifting.
It is heavy lifting.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the great thing is with SQL, you're actually able to run loops. When you're cleaning up the same data and you got the same pattern, that's what's so cool about SQL. You can actually run a loop and you can step away from it. So some of the times it does take a long time.
I was just going to say it doesn't
you can write the code, and because we're kind of like in a little niche here, because we're programmers really.
Yeah.
But what we've done is we've decided to not go into the programming world, which makes us accessible, whereas the programmers are really not accessible to some of these people using these products. So we're staying right here, and we're like, hey, we're able to do this stuff, and we can do just as crazy good stuff as the programmers can do.
So to you, Leonella, how long would it take to go all the way back? What's the longest it's taken for you to scrub the data?
Well, when
you don't have to name the client or anything like that. It would
no. The first thing that I do is map everything. What I'm gonna from to, like what I have and where I'm going, right? Where I want to update to, and then I just write the script and leave it there, and just do every other stuff, and then okay, this finished. Okay, I already finished. I don't know. We even have done 100,000 work orders. Yeah.
How long did it take you?
Well, it's the script that takes me time. Can take me, for being sure and testing all the stuff, 5 hours to do the script, and then just leave the system work by itself.
That's the loop.
Loop the
How long
script.
does it take for the computer to process it?
Days. Sometimes.
Depending. Yeah.
Sometimes days.
Well,
I was just going to say.
Yeah, it could be a weekend. I leave it there a weekend, and then I'm checking all the time how many are left. And
sometimes
refresh.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to do refresh. No, it's pretty cool because a lot of times we'll when the heavier ones, because this is in production, and a lot of people really don't like messing with production, so we'll do it outside hours. Yeah. We'll do it outside hours on the weekends or something like that, whenever they're not working in it, so it doesn't bog down the system.
How do you QC it?
Oh, it's very easy. It's we can pull it out and put it in Excel, do VLOOKUPs, concatenate all the columns, compare it to each other. Oh, we've got some crazy quick systems now.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's super nerdy.
It is. When you're just like, oh my gosh, VLOOK. Oh yeah, that brings back. I used to like spreadsheets.
Yeah. Well, you know about primary keys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do. Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, we make primary keys out of 10 columns.
Check it out. Geeky. Leonella, how do they get a hold of you? if they want to talk to you and they say, hey, she's talking my talk?
Oh, just email me or to Leonella at data
LLC.com.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, my phone number, 615-938-6768.
Edward.
Yeah.
How do they get a hold of you?
edward.bass@dataesllc.com. Our website's dataesllc.com. My number is 615-938-6767. It's only one number off.
That's right. I like the fact that you got that URL.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, right?
It is. You got to admit, it's pretty good.
We're trying to stay high tech.
Oh, good. Well, you guys were absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for saying yes and being on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
All right, listeners, we're going to wrap it up on the other side. We're going to have all the contact information for Team Data Efficiency Solutions out on Industrial Talk. So fear not. You need them. You need these Sherpas to help you with your data. Yes, I agree. They're Industrial Talk approved. All right. We're going to wrap it up on the other side. Stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
You need to reach out to these two incredible professionals, Leonella as well as Edward, both last name Bass. So don't forget about that. Go out to Industrial Talk, find out more, data analytics. There's gold in the data. There is. You need to find great Sherpas like these two professionals to help you on that journey. It is a must because there's gold there. And we want you to succeed. We want you to make a big splash. Data, right there. Those two. Reach out. Industrial Talk. All right. Again, this is a platform for you. You need to be a part of this platform. It is specifically to help collaborate, educate, and innovate with other like-minded professionals. Get that message out. Your message needs to be told. It just does. So get out to Industrial Talk and find out more. Click on a button or two. All right, be bold, be brave, dare greatly. Hang out with these two professionals, change the world. We're going to have another great conversation coming from this event shortly.